All right. Okay, so it's been a wild day. I know. I just went live and I'm having a small little snack before go take my family out to dinner. But here, wanted to give an update on what's going on because it's been a little while since I've done any sort of trading. So here, this is the deal with like these darn live streams. So honestly, yeah, I need to switch that here. So bear with me, but up about 2,400% for this trading challenge. So here, let's just show it. And then I'll show you where I go for it, because on my channel, I am not somebody that is going to shill you, tell you mumbo jumbo here. You got to have all these crazy indicators up and blah, blah, blah. I usually use like 2 indicators. I draw patterns. I trade candlesticks. I look at economics when it comes to fundamentals in the world of what's going on. And here, let's just see here. So this currently is up $2,400. Okay. And yeah, my daily is down $3 and $4, because that's what borrowing this amount, $19,000 on $500 costs per day, right? And I have not closed out. And one of the reasons why I have not closed out, again, this is not my big portfolio. That is something else that I trade with. This is just the challenge that I have. So if you want to look in the link in the description, you can join as well. And I can help teach you, right? Because there's so much that goes into trading here. So the account is now up to about 3,000, starting from 100. And I did have this account go up to 1,300 and then back down to around 400. And now it's up to 3,000. And let's get into some of my price targets here for ETH and Bitcoin, right? But the reason why I'm trading ETH is because of the ETH ETF that is supposedly going to be released potentially tomorrow or during, I don't know, sometime soon, right? SEC, they just had to have their S filings, and so it's bound to happen, and this stuff is going to be priced in, and I'm going to see a gnarly candle somewhere. So starting on the daily, right here, let me get rid of, okay, that is my take profit, but let's hide that guy so that we got nothing else hindering this view here. So we've got a trend, we've got a channel, and usually these channels in a uptrending market break to the upside. And what is happening right now? It is breaking to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy tries to come back in right around 3,370 or so to get back inside this channel. If that happens, I need to close out the trade, take the money and run. And yeah, I could have made $2,500 where it's at right now, and then take profit would probably be around the 1,800 or so. And that's okay, because it's not about how much money you have on paper. It's about how much you take home. So I talked to one of my buddies who's a really good gambler, and he's with blackjack. And he says, dude, you can't not count your money until it's off the table. And it's so true. And it's one of the reasons why good gamblers make really good traders, but women actually make better traders than men statistically, because ironically, okay, here, I'm going to say they're less emotional. Yes, women can be less emotional when it comes to trading, because guess what men are? They're greedy SOBs. And I'm guilty of it too, man. I should have $2 to $3 more million than what I have in the accounts right now. Granted, I did take a lot out to buy a house, but before then, in 2017, I watched Bitcoin when I first got into this stuff. I turned relatively like $300 into 20 grand, and I watched it go down to 3. But what did I do? I dollar cost average, and that helped. And I've been through the bear market as well in 2020, 2021, this last one. And right now we are getting ready to start another huge trend because stocks here, if I open up, dun, dun, dun. And you don't need to purchase anything from TradingView. I'm not going to tell you guys that you need to buy something from here because, again, you don't need to have 47 different tickers, right? So the spider is doing really well, right? It is hitting, it's up quite a bit today. What's its all-time high? 52-week range. It's above it. It's real damn close to it, right? So stocks and everything are hitting hard. This guy hit around 3,500, which is a strong level of resistance. So here, I'll put this volume back on here. And you can trade on ZoomX and stuff, and you can use all the same indicators that a paid subscription to TradingView would be. So note to self, if you don't want to pay $50 a month to be able to use a bunch of indicators, you can just use ZoomX or something else, but that's my point here. But zooming in, okay, because the trending channel has broken out, and what am I seeing here? Okay, here's somewhat. We've got one of those large green, what are they called? They're like macaroni candles because they're just super, super bullish, right? We actually had a bearish candle here that was a reverse Harmony, which is a pregnant, which is sort of something that you can see that might end up be a reversal candle. And on the 1 hour, we had a spinning top that almost turned into a shooting star, and it did go down for quite a bit. And that's when I was live on one of the crypto trading channels and we were talking about stuff. But where's my price targets? Because I'm just jumping up and around. So this is truthfully a take profit area right here. But as a guy, I'm going to be greedy because, again, I'm trying to turn this $100 account into 10,000. And I've got no time limit. I could do it tomorrow or do it in 6 months from now, but that's the goal with this. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification icons because I can help you here, because this is people with the tweezer bottom down here saying, hey, we do not want Bitcoin and Ethereum to go this far down, right? So here's the range, and it was almost a broadening wedge compared to if you want to, depending upon how you want to draw it. Broadening wedges pop out as well. So, you could do whatever you want here for it. It's all arbitrary for here, but all right, getting back to those price targets. Truthfully, my ultimate price target for this guy is around 3,700. That's really where I want to close out the trade. Okay, because this is fairly high leverage. This is 37.5 leverage. That's isolated. Okay. I hate using, what's the other one? Cross, because Cross can definitely keep you trade alive longer, but you'll lose so much money, right? And ultimately, I've got to take profit if this guy just randomly just busts through the roof and hits its yearly high. Cool, sweet. That's where I'll put the take profit right now. But you want to have it a little bit lower than anything. Truthfully, most of it needs to be around that 3,700. But I'm just going to manage and watch this guy here. If I look at Bitcoin, because I'm not trading Bitcoin right now, I got a lot of slack for Bitcoin by saying that Bitcoin was going to 70,000 in the next 10 days. Okay. Because I showed a lot of people this guy here where we were in here. Actually, let me delete this. Where's my fancy box? Fancy box. I don't want fib. I don't want fib. All right. Well, array. Yeah. Okay. We're just going to do trend lines. I don't know on text. No, trend line. Okay. So you could see we had a high about 72 and we were just in this range. Okay. And I told people to buy here. I told people buy down here. Okay. This is your chance. right here because we're hitting the bottom of this line. And yeah, there was some stop hunting that happened because here's that fancy liquidation wick. Okay. But if you keep in mind the previous channel that I drew down here, it hit it perfectly. Okay. It hit it perfectly. And we went down to 53,000. That is relatively, there's a lot of strength holding into this area down, minor amount of strength. The real stop is about 44. But anyway, I digress. My point being here, this was an opportunity to load longs, not with high leverage, but make sure that your stop loss was lower than these wicks. I love these wicks. These are one of my favorite wicks to trade, and I love trading them on higher time frames. If you watch my video about candlestick trading, that is a good one because it shows you exactly where to get into. But I was saying that we are going to hit a relatively about 70,000 in the next 10 to 15 days. And what are we at, right? When I made this, we were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So I'm not always right, but sometimes we will see here. And if the ETH ETF gets approved this week, that is just more sentiment for it. Okay. But truthfully, come the next Fed meeting, it is July 30th and 31st. And there's not a good chance that they're going to lower rates. Okay. Powell is not going to do that. But if he does, hopefully you can get this challenge going. Yeah. Nutty Professor. We're still buying Trump tokens. I would not buy Trump tokens, but you make a good point in the chat that this could be because of the assassination attempt on Trump too. People are somewhat voting with their dollars. And truthfully, I almost believe that locked in Trump's ability to just win the election just based on that. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat or whatever. This Trump has always been able to influx money into the economy, and we've all felt richer, right? Since Biden's been in, it's been bad. And there's lots of money. There's about $10 trillion on the sidelines that have not been executed yet because people are waiting to borrow money cheaper. Okay, it's a supply and demand deal. When I talk to people about houses, they're like, oh, I'm waiting till the interest rates get cut. Well, really, there's never a better time than right now because, I'm going on a small little tangent. And my point being the whole supply and demand deal, because interest rates are high right now, but there's wiggle room in prices. Yes, prices have been astronomical for houses and big commodities and material objects like cars and whatnot. However, if you wait for interest rates to go down, well, what happens to demand? Demand goes up, so prices go up even higher. And right now, when interest rates are high, it's a low demand. So you can wiggle room your way to a better price, right? So everyone, they're just missing out. They're just sheerly missing out of being a homeowner and all sorts of stuff because that's just how it works. It's never a better time than right now. That's what I tell people with investing, because you do not get rich with trading because people get greedy. Okay. And I'm over here telling you, I'm being greedy too, because I want my trade to go to 3,700 and it might not get there. Okay. But a lot of people were saying that this stuff was going lower. And if you followed this channel, I was not telling you that. I was saying, hey, this is a prime opportunity to get up here. And yeah, we've had a continuation of many days. If I zoom out here, okay, how does the weekly look? Okay, the weekly is hitting a level of resistance, but I want to wait because the daily candle is going to close here in about an hour, and we'll see what happens. If this all of a sudden starts dropping out, I'm going to sell out of my position, and then I can load up and go back down again. Do I think it's going to hit down here again? No, 2,800. I don't believe so. I believe the next area where we're going to bounce off of is where we're at right now. Maybe drop down to 3,200 or so, and then we'll start going back up to that 4,000 range or so. But these are strong candles. Okay. Here by this Sunday, if we get another giant green candle, all right, that is considered 3 white soldiers. And 3 white soldiers are a huge bullish continuation. Okay, that's what we had here. What happened? It doubled since then. If you were just trading off those candlestick patterns, boom, you would have been profitable. Can I find the 3 black crows? Okay, here's a 3 black crows down here. If you're trading off of that, yeah, you would have gotten in and you would have lost a little bit, but your exit would have been the top of the first candle. But look at that guy. All right. What would have been that price target? You would have made 25% just trading off of that candlestick alone. Okay. So that's how important these suckers are. People don't need to have crazy amounts of stuff, and I'll help here and help you guys teach. But this is what I have as of right now. Make sure you subscribe. I've said that like 47 times here. But price target 3,700. May need to exit out here for just a bit. But if the ETH ETF gets approved, boom, we're off to the races. Thank you all. This is Johnny Crypto here to help you guys make some money.